Hello and welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner Garden. Now it's been a minute since I made a video. I've been a little busy. So we're going to talk a little bit about what I've been doing and we're going to walk around the garden. We're going to see how things are growing. I may harvest a little bit while we're at it. Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Kim. I live in Southwest Ohio and I garden in zone 6B. I live in a suburban area. This is my backyard garden. I garden in raised beds, metal raised beds, pots, vertical towers, boxes, fire rings, right? I do all kinds of gardening and experimenting. And I've been a little busy lately and haven't been able to release videos. So all of the videos I've been releasing lately are at least 2 to 3 weeks old. I got a little bit behind. I was traveling for work a lot, a whole lot. I think I traveled, I was saying 7 out of 9 straight weeks, but I think it was 6 out of 9 straight weeks. But whatever it was, I was traveling a lot. And with traveling, I'm not home to do videos except for the weekends, and then we flooded out with inches and inches and more inches of rain, and then I couldn't get into the garden, and so there was just a lot going on. So I was still trying to get the garden put in. I was trying to start our community garden, and it's just a lot going on. And so I'm a little behind on videos, but y'all, I'm still here and I'm not going anywhere. I have the entire garden planted now except for 3 little spots. And the reason those 3 little spots haven't been planted yet is because I got grapes growing up there. Yeah, y'all, I said grapes. I got grapes growing everywhere that I don't want them to grow. And grapevines can get really big and root, and then I'm stuck forever. So I left those areas so I can dig down to pull out whatever is causing these grapes to grow everywhere. And then we're going to put some peas in those spaces. But let's walk around the garden. Let's see what's going on. And we're almost to the point where we need to start harvesting potatoes, but that's not the plan for today. At least I don't think it is. So let's look and see what's going on at Kim's Cozy Corner Garden. Y'all look at those potato plants over there. They've all fallen over. They're just now starting to die back. And it's not that they're too dry. That's what I was worried about. But I dug down to just see if the soil was nice and moist. And y'all, I pulled out a potato like the size of my hand. And so I put it back down there and I covered it back up. But in the next couple of weeks, y'all, we will be harvesting potatoes over in this space here. Since they're all laid over, y'all, I let it go completely to seed. Look at it. It's gone completely to seed over here. And with these potatoes getting ready to come out, I was thinking about like, what are we going to put in this space now that these potatoes are getting ready to come out? And yeah, I'm thinking about corn. I'm planted corn over the community garden, and y'all, it's not looking good at all. But we're already in June. We're mid-June. It's really a little late to be trying to plant corn. But I'm going to look and see if I can find some corn, and we can try to plant corn in this space here. And hopefully the raccoons don't take me out again this year. Hopefully I can find some corn that's going to be early enough or give me a harvest fast enough that I can use this space for something. Y'all, I let the cauliflower completely open up. I need to pull that off. In this space here, y'all, that's a nice head of cabbage right there. I don't plan on harvesting that today. Here's that other bed of potatoes that this will probably be the first bed of potatoes that I'll harvest. And y'all, I keep coming over here and have to keep covering them back up. You want to keep your potatoes covered. You don't want the sun to hit them, because if the sun hits them, they turn green, and that can make you sick if you eat those potatoes with the green on them. Now, that doesn't mean you need to throw the whole potato away. Nope, nope, nope. Don't throw the baby out with the bath water. Just because the skin has that green on it, you can cut that green off and you still can eat the potato. Or you can save that potato and let it become one of your seed potatoes for the future. So don't throw it away, but you might not want to eat that green part. Y'all, you see my pole beans? They already starting to climb. They already blooming as well over here. And y'all, these are beans, green beans, actually rattlesnake beans from last year. Some of them are anyway. And some of these are French fillets that I did plant over on this side. And so they're starting to climb. I have some on this side too, but the potatoes are kind of blocking them out, but they have germinated. Here's one right here. They have germinated, but I got to get the potatoes out the way so they can start climbing as well. All of my cucumbers are coming up back here. And now this was supposed to be a cabbage, but you see it's not. But it's a broccoli that's starting to open up, so I might need to get that broccoli out along with some of the broccoli over there. Yeah, I need to water. Yeah, I need to do a lot. My okra came up here. That plant doesn't look good at all that yellowing on it. But anyway, those are cucumbers back there. I got over here melons in the front, and it's not looking good, y'all, but in the front, those are different types of squash, summer squash. More okra right there. Now, Mom told me not to grow too much okra this year because she said I put her out last year with okra and I couldn't give it away. So that's all the okra we have except for a couple places in our GreenStalk, and all the rest of the okra is over at the community garden. So all of these plants have that yellowing on there, and that tells me that I need to get out here and do some fertilizing. But I wanted to show you this. So this right here is a grapevine. And I expected grapevines to come back here because I couldn't get all the roots out of this bed. Look, that plant has it too. But y'all, there's not supposed to be grapevines in this bed. Here's a grapevine. There's a grapevine. I've never grown grapevines in this bed, and I know it's because some of those stems that I thought were dead that I used as filler, y'all, they weren't dead. They rooted and they sprouted and they're trying to come up, but we're gonna dig those out today. This GreenStalk right here has a ton of tomatoes up high that we need to harvest. I need to pull the dead stuff off, but I got cucumbers coming in. I got peppers coming in. I got weeds coming in. Yeah, a little bit of everything, y'all, a little bit of everything. I don't have my gloves on. We've harvested some celery. Peppers are blooming, so that's good. Wow, this looks really good over here. Now the bottom row isn't looking so great in some places. It looks like, oh yeah, I put okra in here, y'all. Sorry, Mom, but I put some okra in the bottom of this one. The bottom's getting shaded out because I got potato plants in front, but they're not too bad right now. But I don't see any empty pockets at all in this GreenStalk, which I thought I had one or two, but okay, there's one or two up here. But that's it. I might put a flower or something up there. I just thought about something else I wanted to show you. In this GreenStalk right here, y'all, I have all micro dwarf and dwarf tomatoes growing in here. That's all that's growing in this one. And I like to grow my dwarf tomatoes in my GreenStalk, or bush style tomatoes. Some people call them bush or determinate type tomatoes. In other words, tomatoes that stay anywhere from 2 to 3 feet tall. And usually they're called dwarf tomatoes. But that's what I got growing in this GreenStalk. This whole GreenStalk is full of just that. And I didn't have quite enough of my micro dwarf tomatoes to put in the top. I like to put micro dwarf in the top so that I can reach them versus having tomatoes way up there. I took some of my orange hat tomatoes, the actual tomatoes. I squished them, put them in the soil and said, good luck. Well, let me show you my good fortune. You see those 500 little tomato plants coming up? Those are all orange hat micro dwarf tomatoes from that one tomato that I put in there and squished up. I did the same thing right here in this pocket, and there are tomatoes coming up in that one as well. So I'm going to have to separate them out. And there's still an empty pocket or two where things just didn't make it. So there's one there. There's one up high here where they just didn't make it. But y'all, this is looking good. Blooms are everywhere. I still need to get my trellising on this here. And y'all, look, there's dirt. There's dirt on this plant. Which, how did dirt get up high? I don't see where animals have been digging or anything, so it makes no sense how dirt is that high up on this plant, unless it has something to do with all that rain. So we got some tomatoes over here, and then just behind me over here, these are my sweet pepper plants, and they're nice and green and happy. And I got a couple empty pockets over here as well, some up high. So we're gonna have to find something to go in them as well. But y'all, they look good. I found a true sweet paprika, the kind that you make smoked paprika out of, the sweet kind, not the hot kind. And they're growing really, really well for me this year. I've never grown them before, so I'm super happy. And I had quite a few of them that survived my neglect, so I'm happy about that. But my peppers are looking good. And where I had empty pockets, I brought over some of my dwarf tomatoes and other things to fill in the spaces. And now I'm going to bring in some flowers as well. This is one of the tomato plants that I brought in. I'm using this style trellising for my peppers. They've always worked really, really well. But the peppers are looking good, y'all. Yep. All of my lettuce has pretty much gone to seed. They're done for the year. It's too hot to even think about lettuce right now, unless I go into one of my really shaded areas that only gets morning sun. But I need to water, y'all. The neglect is real. That one little pot right there, y'all, we started it indoors in the indoor grow space of, that's potatoes. And I stopped watering that pot a week ago because we are going to go ahead and do a potato harvest on that little pot here sometime in the next day or so. The tomato plants are starting to thrive, and I'm going to start weaving them through this cattle panel trellising system. Got green beans over here. Planted those last weekend, and they've already germinated. So we got purple Viking on the back side of these potato plants here. Now these purple Viking are starting to die back, even though this next variety, the Kennebec, are not dying back yet. So purple Viking is in the back. Let me get a better angle. So in the back, that's purple Viking. And then there's Kennebec right here, and I think Desiree is on the front. The purple Viking is starting to die back. Kennebec is still going strong. I do have supports on these, so they're holding up a little better. Y'all, earlier in the year, my chives were so pretty with the flowers. You can see they've all died, and I'm going to cut those off. I'm going to cut the sage back as well, and this little bit of oregano over here, and clean this area up eventually. I don't know when. I'm saying eventually. Y'all, I've already been out to the community garden this morning. I was at the community garden yesterday. Y'all, I'm tired, but we're going to get some stuff done eventually. I got 2 Cherokee purple tomato plants growing over here that we need to get staked. In front of that, I got some lavender, and I had planted some sunflowers, which I've never grown before. And yeah, I don't think they made it. The blackberries are really, really coming in. You see those blackberries? They're red right now, but they will eventually turn black. And I will be sharing those with the birds, I'm sure. I still have apples on this tree. I was worried, but there's still apples so far. More blackberries over here. More lettuce that's gone to seed. But y'all, at the end of the day, the garden is still thriving, it's still producing, it's doing what it needs to do. I just need to do what I need to do to take care of it. So not today, but maybe tomorrow we'll get out here because you saw the yellowing on the leaves. That yellowing means I need to get some fertilizer out here. With all of the rain and everything we've had, I wouldn't be surprised that it washed all the fertilizer away. So what I like to do is a liquid fertilizer every 10 to 14 days. Now, I haven't put any fertilizer in this garden in over a month, but liquid fertilizer, I use Grow Big. I use 2 capfuls for 2 gallons, and then I just water everything. I like to do it after I've watered the beds in though. So not getting ready to do that. It's already too warm. It's like noon, and it's too warm for me to be trying to water the garden at this time. So we'll do that tomorrow as well. Look at those beautiful marigolds right there. Y'all, they came back from last year. I didn't plant them, but that's exactly where I would have wanted them to be. So I'm happy they decided to come up on their own, along with all the weeds and everything else that's growing over here. I was worried that this plant right here had died. This is my lemonade blueberry bush. And I planted it this year and it looked like it was going to completely die, but it looks like it's going to survive. That's all I needed to do this year is survive. And then we'll worry about thriving next year. In this GreenStalk right here, I have these flowers that are coming back. I didn't plant them this year. I planted them last year and they're coming back. In the very top here, I have Roma 2 green beans, an Italian flat bean that I don't like, and I'm growing them in remembrance of Grandpa because that was his favorite bean and he passed away about a month ago. And then in the next 3 tiers are different types of melons growing, and there's some empty pockets, but there are melons in here. And the empty pockets might be a good thing because I think they're going to spread a little bit too much. So having that extra space, I think, is going to be a good thing. Another one of the GreenStalks is kind of getting out of control. My mustard greens are done. They've gone completely to seed. We picked them last week. And when I picked them last week, I ended up with 3 quarts of mixed greens. So mustard greens over there in that elevated raised bed, the 2 of them over there. I have turnip greens and rape greens, and I mixed all of them together with these mustard greens, and we got 3 quarts that we've put away, we've canned. Yeah, y'all, you see I didn't water, look, I didn't water, but that's my SMR cucumbers. That's a cabbage. Yep, that's a cabbage right there. There's broccoli in here as well, but I need to rip out the bottom 2 tiers and replace them with something else. Our volunteer petunias that we found growing just randomly on the ground. We picked them up, we threw them in these pots. And so now I can see what color they are. They're a beautiful, beautiful color. Blueberries are still very happy over here. They gotta be getting close, y'all. They're getting close. Nice blueberries. And I just put this blueberry bush in last year and it's giving me blueberries. So these are my zucchinis, y'all. And I thought I saw, oh, there it is. There is a zucchini over here. There's a little zucchini trying to grow right there. But they look good. They look really, really good. So just wanted to kind of show you what things are doing in the garden. It's not perfect, but it is what it is, and this is where we are. So I mentioned that I've been working on another project in addition to this YouTube channel, taking care of this garden, taking care of the community garden, taking care of my family, and traveling for work. Oh, look, a tomato plant that shouldn't be here. Y'all, I might pick that up and find it a home. Most likely it's not a dwarf tomato, so I'm gonna have to find an actual bed to put it in. But anyway, in addition to what I normally get into, I am starting my own small little business called the Kozy Garden Co. and my website's not up and running yet or anything like that, but I have been so inspired by gardening and eating natural and eating healthy and eating what you grow. In addition to taking care of the inside of the body, I wanted to take care of the outside of the body. And so I am creating botanical soaps, butters, scrubs, herbal teas, and more. The launch is scheduled for August. In my spare time, which you know I don't have any, I've been working on everything dealing with the small company that I'm starting. So y'all, I'm still here. I'm still working 28 hours a day. I'm still growing my garden. I'm still trying my best to help out at the community garden. And I'm still here to teach and learn from you and to help you. But I just wanted to let you know I'm here. I haven't faded away. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm sorry that the videos are getting released so late. My business travel was slowing down, so I should get back on track from a video editing standpoint, that kind of stuff, and you'll be able to see everything that's going on at Kim's Cozy Corner. So just a quick update today, and there will be more videos coming very soon. I hope to see you back here. Bye.